Hi, welcome to today's segment of Our Ventura TV. My name is George Alger. Today we're going to be speaking about the Arc of Ventura County. And joining us is Riki Tamanaha. Welcome, Riki. And what is the Arc of Ventura County?
Well, good morning, and thank you, George, for having me here. The Arc of Ventura County has a quite history in Ventura County. We are a nonprofit organization that started in 1954 by a group of teachers and parents. Of course, our main service is to provide various service to people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And it's been little over 7 years, 70 years since then, and our service has really evolved to the wonderful service that we have today. Arc of Ventura County, we provide adult day program services for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, while as residential services. So we have services such as training for independent living. We provide it's on site. The individuals that are living with roommates and some of the basic home economics, banking, finance, budgeting. And we have also SSIL, which is a support that we provide independent living services at their own residence that we go around. But generally, we have adult day program throughout the county. We have about 7 facilities, one in Ojai, 2 in Ventura, 2 in City of Simi Valley, Oxnard, Santa Paula, and also lastly, it's the employment services, which I manage, the community employment services.
Very good. And the Arc of Ventura County, I believe, is associated with a whole national network of arcs. Is that correct?
That's correct. So we have state chapters. Each state has chapters of ARC. So we have Arc of United States and Arc of California. So we are one of the 23 chapters in state of California.
Okay, very good. Now, for folks who may not know the difference, can you define what intellectual and developmental disabilities means?
So intellectual and developmental disability, yes, it is somewhat confusing to the public. Usually, what the public sees, people with disabilities, usually physical disability, somebody who is in a wheelchair, certain diagnoses such as Down syndrome, which I refer to as a visual disability. But when certain diagnoses such as Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, which the physical disability is shown, but it's more than that. We have intellectual and developmental disability, especially in past 2 decades. Autism spectrum disorder has been really identified as that disability that a lot of the school districts and as a country and the community has been realizing is a disability. So it is not a disability that you could initially see visually. You really need to get to know the individual and see their talent and strength, what they lack rather than more of their strength. So it's not all visual disability for the public, but it is different various type of disability that usually what people cannot see, but it takes time to get to know the individual to recognize that disability.
Very good. Riki, I wonder if you have any guidance you might offer to the public in terms of interacting with such folks out in the community.
Thank you. So, going back to what I was saying earlier about not able to see that person's disability, my biggest suggestion to the public is to really give that opportunity of time to get to know the person. Disability could come in different shapes and forms. And that's why it is hard to see the disability visually. But just giving somebody even 5 minutes of their time, just having a simple conversation, getting to know that could make a world of difference for both our general public and for the people that we provide services to.
Very good. Now, how does someone get connected to the ARC in terms of either helping or, in fact, requiring or desiring the services?
Thank you for asking that. So we are, like I said, nonprofit organization. We are mainly state funded and, of course, operate out of a donation as well. But to receive the services, we are under Department of Developmental Services. In locally is Regional Center. In Ventura County, we refer to Tri-Counties Regional Center. They are the funding agency for all the services that are funded. All the service we provide are funded through them. So reaching out for the service that if anybody out there with a disability seeking services, such as our agency provide or any other agency or vendors, I highly suggest to contact Tri-Counties Regional Center to ask for services and they can open a case. But far as going back to what you said about what people could do, we are continue to hire and we also welcome volunteer works too. So we have a lot of retirees that comes to participate and volunteer their time at the adult day program through meaningful activities in various service that we provide. So you can either join us or you're more than welcome to join for the volunteer work as well.
Okay, could you elaborate on that? So whether someone is interested in being a volunteer or working there, what does that represent? Could you sort of paint a picture of a typical day?
Well, it depends on the services. Like you say, majority of the service we provide is adult day program. So we have within the adult day services, we have integrated work program, which individual go volunteer in the community to do various volunteer work. And we also have in-house activity. So a lot of the volunteers come and spend time participating in the in-house activity. It could be educational, it could be a fun activity, but they can join any of that part of the service to assist and also be the representative of any of the activity that they seek and desire.
Very good. Riki, when you're out in the community and you mention to people what you do, what is, I don't know, one of the main questions that people might ask you?
Thank you for asking that. I manage employment services, community employment. So we work with 47 different employers throughout the county. We have individuals working in the military base, school district, and general grocery stores. And majority of the question the general public asks is, they obviously know that we're providing service and support for the individual we serve, clients that we provide services to, and they ask, what is their disability? That's what we get the common question. And for me, it's hard to sometimes describe the general disability, just like every individuals are so different due to cultural background, age, just like those in the community who are so-called non-disabled. So describing the what is your disability, it could only be kind of explained individually. So we really do case by case explanation, working with a community. Of course, there is, general way of explaining what the disability is and what intellectual and developmental disability is. But how we provide services we use a method called person-centered thinking, where we are just treating individual case by case, but with that person's character and what they want and what they don't want. So educating the public, like I said, in my case, when I'm working with the employer and they hire our clients, they want to know for the purposes, what accommodation could I provide, based on what their disabilities are. So I always refer to as not so much of disability, but these are their strength and these are their weakness. So with that, employers, like specifically for employers in the community, they can understand and say, okay, I can work with that. And a lot of the response from what I get from employers are, okay, is that really a disability? because everyone's so capable. So it's really case by case, and it's that person-centered thinking that we input to every service, and how we help that individual and how we educate the community as well.
Thank you very much, Riki. On that note, we're going to end off here. This is George Alger signing off for this segment of OurVentura TV. Until we meet again.